Cool.
Afternoon, guys. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to have that sit down and understand how the first half of the year was compared to the first half of 2024. Look forward to what's coming up in the second half of the year, talk about market trends and whatnot. So from an intro perspective, just to give you guys a bit of an overview, from a macro perspective, I'm happy to say that as a company, we are 48% up in terms of revenue and client reviews versus the first half of last year. How do you see the first half of this year across your different segments, whether it be secondary or off-plan? How do you feel that your team worked? What are the current market dynamics? And how do you see the current trends going on? Danny, you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a strong year so far, following through with the momentum of 2024. Ending December, off-plan took the lead against the secondary market in terms of volume and value. And we've seen that follow through all the way up to the first half, where the off-plan still sort of dominates the market, especially when it comes down to certain segments and property types. So we're just, in terms of the momentum that we've got, in terms of the interest and demand, it's still very much there, still very strong, as is evident by not only our numbers, but the numbers that are out there by Property Finder. And I see that continuing to grow and continue despite certain tensions that may have put a little bit of a halt in the speed and growth.
What do you guys reckon from a secondary perspective? Do you agree with him? Was he talking rubbish?
So basically, for the secondary market, I do believe that we had a very intense half of the year. And I do believe that we can see this from our reports that we already generated. We have seen a raise in the sales transactions. However, we did have a drop in the number of leads. And I do believe this is only because buyers now are actually very educated. So they come to the market, they have access to portals, they can see latest transactions that are happening. And I do believe that drop as well happened because they don't come and just inquire for a property or a listing on the portals. They are ready with their pre-approval, they come, they are end users and ready to close deals. So, and up until now, we are seeing the same pattern.
Yeah, I mean, the data transparency that's come out over the last few years, I think has been really beneficial for agents as well as clients, because
100%.
You're right, everybody's kind of on the same page now, with the buyers and the sellers also understanding what the market is transacting at for a particular unit. And that just sets expectations, I think, for everyone. So the fact that they are, and the fact that they are coming ready with their mortgage pre-approvals, knowing what it's transacting for, if you can find them the right property at the right value, that just encourages them to transact faster.
So I'll just add on to what Yola mentioned. With a lot of the data now that we have access to, everything is a lot more transparent. Okay, there's no, and again, from a DLD perspective as well, it's made a lot of things a lot cleaner, a lot smoother. When you used to deal with sellers or used to deal with buyers, you could somewhat give them a full sense of the market, but now it's all in your face. You can literally go online, type in on many of the portals and figure out easily what the transactions were, or without throwing in Bayou, but what Bayou are doing really well at the moment is True Estimate. True Estimate, as long as you've got the AQUA, the title deed, you chuck it in and you can get a pretty much authentic valuation of where the market is, or effectively where it should be.
Yeah, but I think when it comes down to data, look, data in the last few years, we've never had anything like it. When I started brokering years ago, you had to rely on opinion, rumour, and what an agent had sold something for. Likewise, it didn't help you as a broker, or it didn't help the buyer or the seller. Data nowadays and the potential knowledge that you're able to give to the clients should, in theory, help process the client along the line. On occasion, some clients can have too much data and too much information thrown at them that needs to be broken down. And I think if I just look at breaking down our own data, I mean, just to give you an example, I mean, for the first half of 2024, first half of 2025, I mean, we as a company and across all departments, our marketing spend was up a third, which was a significant increase from 2023. And in some departments, leads were down a little bit. I mean, I think overall, we were down 14%. Majority of that came actually from off plan, but that was because you took a different strategy in terms of a kind of streamlined approach. So you actually spent more money on marketing,
Right.
with less leads but better quality, right?
Yeah.